call the regular board meeting to order at 7:08 p.m. on September 12th. Okay. September 12th, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Lafredo, trustee, please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So Larson, roll call, please.
Trustee Kirby? Trustee Lafredo?
Present.
Trustee Repa?
Present.
Supervisor Bowman?
Here.
We have a quorum. Also present is Assessor Frost, Clerk Larson, Attorney Mack, and Highway Department Supervisor Kula.
Number 4, public comments. Public comments shall be limited to 3 minutes. Do we have any public comments today? Okay. All right. Will you please state your name?
I'm Georgianne Duberstein, and I want to speak to the new business F. When there was a vacancy on the Avon board years ago, I applied and had to come before a group and get interviewed. And as a trustee for the village of Haynesville, when we have a vacancy, we open it up and announce that we have a vacancy and encourage people to apply, and then we interview them in closed session. And so with those two experiences, and I think that many of our other local governmental agencies follow the same procedure, I strongly recommend that you create a policy to find people to fill vacancies.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak?
Attorney Ronnie Peach. So yes, I agree with exactly what she said on that. I'm going to add in that hopefully that the board will fill it in a fair manner. And what does that mean? Seeking qualified residents from the township, from a pool of people from the township that are interested. We know that our government has become too politicized, so it'd be nice to get some balance on the board. So like pretty much half the board, most of the board is pretty involved in politics, and that's an understatement. Our local politics or our local offices are supposed to be nonpartisan. Obviously, in a highly politicized environment like we have these days, that doesn't happen. So balance would be nice. Somebody that can have differing viewpoints, get a diverse background, somebody that's going to represent the whole community, to get challenging debates and discussion, to get good ideas flowing and come up with solutions that challenging each other to come up with the best solution to serve the people of the community. Then a couple things on the highway department. I'm curious what's up with $80-some thousand on parking lot maintenance. Like, wow, how bad is the parking lot? Does it really need it? I mean, how is it bad now that it wasn't bad when the budget was done a few months ago? That's just kind of surprising. The zero-turn lawnmower, I don't understand why at the end of the season we'd be looking for a mower unless it's a really, really good deal. But even then, why does the township need a zero-turn mower? How much does this cost compared to farming it out, getting a subcontractor to do it? You know, nothing's cheap these days. We're in about the highest tax, one of the highest tax states in the country, and about the highest tax county in the highest tax state. So everybody knows on the property taxes, everybody got their property assessments last week. So I have 2 lots, 2 adjacent lots. One's a vacant lot that had a 33% increase. The one with the house on it had a nominal increase. 4 years ago on the last quadrennial, I had about a 35% increase. We all know property is insane these days. The fact that the first one didn't go up tells me that maybe they screwed up the last time. The fact that the numbers are all over the map, come on, you can't be, it's hard to not be skeptical. Especially when I look at, I paid $930 for my vacant lot last year. It'll be well over $1,000 next year. For comparison's sake, this is a small lot. I have almost 9 acres in northern Wisconsin. I pay $350 a year for that. How can that be? Are we, you know, they want,
Anyone else like to speak?
Jim Hawkins. It's sort of the common topic right now is about the creating the appointing a new person to fill up the vacancy. My concern has mostly to do with the transparency. I endorsed this slate over the prior leadership of this group. And one of the reasons was that with this new group here is that it should be above board and not try to do things. Mainly, what I'm a little bit concerned is, as qualified as someone may be, there should not be an appearance of patronage. It should be open and transparent, where there are applications and resumes, and the best, most qualified person, which could be the endorsed person, but it may be someone else. And that's what I want to make sure that that is under consideration. And I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you. Anybody else?
My name's Adam Solano. I served on the Avon Township Finance Chair for a couple of years as Vice Chair and Chair. And just to reiterate what Jim had said, we did have a process of announcements, taking applications, and then some kind of interview process to form the Finance Committee. So I would think that would be at a minimum for replacing, that was a Finance Committee, which isn't elected. This is an elected position, so I think that would stand to have at least that kind of process going forward. And I'd be interested in putting my name in the hat.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, we will go on to reports. Does anybody have a report to give? If not, I'm going to give a brief one. So here's some highlights. I'm a little highlighter. Now, here it is. This was a pretty good month for Avon Township. Over the past weekend, it's kind of getting dark right now, we had 6 community beds built. We had 3 fruit trees and furniture that was donated by Home Depot. There was a high school student from Round Lake that passed away a little over a year ago, and this mom came in with food to help feed the people in our community, and she brought a lot of produce, and I asked her why, and she told me the story about her son, and she said her son never had the last meal that her mother was cooking, the grandmother was cooking chicken, and he never had the opportunity before he passed away to have his last meal. And when I talked to Home Depot about it, they wanted to work with us, and I wanted to make this a project with youth. And so we have youth from the community. We have about 40 volunteers in total, including 6 Home Depot employees that spent the day with us building the community gardens, planting the fruit trees, and gifting us the furniture so that residents of our community could have a nice place. So now, in memory of David, we're always going to have food grown with youth to support the food pantries. I thought that was a really good community project, taking something that was sad and turned into something good. You can't see out there right now, but we now have 4 educational tables / picnic tables to go along with our outdoor educational classroom. One of them is handicap accessible that the community will be able to use. And starting next week, We will be having a homeschool co-op here every week for a couple hours on Tuesdays. And in return, they're going to be doing service projects, not only for the Avon Township Center, but also for the community. That is part of their curriculum, is to do service projects. So that's kind of exciting that not only are we going to have high school students, they're going to be able to learn outside, and part of their learning is going to be giving back to the community. So I'm excited about that. Grace Lake Central PSP class did a back to school drive for us. They've collected over 300 backpacks and thousands of school supplies that are going out to the Avon Township community. This is a big service program that PSP does. I am presently working with the Grace Lake North PSP class, and they are in the process of, they're redeveloping their PSP program. And I'm going to be working with them to come up with projects that they're going to be able to do to better their community. But it's their project, it's their ideas. It's not how we want to do it. It's letting the youth do that. So it's kind of cool. Congressman Brad Schneider hosted an informal discussion on homelessness in the township. We brought agencies throughout Lake County, and it was hosted here because there's been a huge increase in homelessness, not just in the east, but in the west. Weekly now, we have homeless people that are coming into the township looking for help and resources, and there is no reason. It's seniors, men, women, young people. It's just an assortment. So we're trying to work on the homeless situation. And again, bringing accountability to the west of Lake County is really important. What came out of that was kind of cool. Captain James A. Lovell Federal Health Care Center will now be having office hours every Tuesday at the township. They'll be helping not only the homeless veterans, but they'll also be helping veterans in general. There'll be social workers on hand. And everything that I'm trying to do is like bring agencies to the township and bring the east to the west. I have a building, I have office that's not being used, and so that is our goal. So that's really exciting. Willow House, which is not as exciting but needed. Willow House will be providing free grief support programs on the second Monday of every month, and this is geared towards 3 to 28-year-olds who have lost a parent or a sibling. There is a need for this. I've had families have contacted me about being a part of this program. It's a club that you never want to be a part of, but being able to provide resources for Avon Township. And lastly, the Township Food Pantry has been kind of low. I've been putting words out in the past 2 weeks. We've seen an increase in food. And right before I came, our meeting started, I got an email from District 46, and they're going to be doing a school drive for us, a full food drive for us. So stay tuned for more information about that. But that just shows you what great community resources we're building at the township.
How is this information being disseminated so that the community knows that?
Some of it is on Facebook. We're redeveloping our website right now, so we'll be able to put more things up in time. We have a new employee, and we just started looking into how the website's going to work. But if you're on Facebook, it's getting out there. So
you may want to put it in the newsletters of the various villages that have them, so that they can put it out to their.
That's a great option. We could do like a monthly report of what we did the month before, and I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you about that.
And what's going to be coming up?
I'll talk to you about that, because a lot of times what comes up is I don't know. Things just randomly appear sometimes, which is the best part. Real fast, and one more time, is Curry Crossing has a farm, and they gave us a bunch of donations and produce, and not realizing it, that me and her have known each other when I was in Cub Scout, or she was in Cub Scouts. So now we're going to be receiving food, produce, fresh vegetables from an Avon Township farm. So that just happened today. So I'm very excited that tomorrow's Wednesday. our food pantry is gonna have fresh fruit and vegetables, and I mean boxes. That is huge for us, huge. So, does anybody else have any other announcements? If not, can I have a motion to approve the reports as presented?
Make that motion.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
trustee Lefredo,
Aye.
supervisor Bellman,
Here. Aye.
motion carries. Apologies, I can't randomize very much to 3 people tonight.
Okay, we're going on to number 6, new business. A, approval of minutes as presented. Have a motion to approve the minutes?
I will motion to approve those minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second said motion.
Discussion. Roll call.
Trustee Lefredo,
Aye.
trustee Repa,
Aye.
supervisor Bellman,
Aye.
motion carries.
B, can I have a motion for approval of monthly bills as presented, 1 and 2? 1 is prepaid bills and 2 is outstanding bills.
I will gladly make the motion to approve the monthly bills, both items 1 and 2.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
trustee Lefredo,
Aye.
supervisor Bellman,
Aye.
motion carries.
Seeing as it is such an important issue being talked about, I do motion to bring item G, to open debate on it, to bring it to the floor. The discussion of a recommendation of appointment of Avon resident Travis Haley to fill the vacancy as a result of Michael Gilberto's resignation.
Okay, as I would like to open up that discussion.
Yes.
So in your opinion, both Jeff and Rudy, Travis Haley is the most qualified out of all of Avon Township, and there is no one else qualified to possibly be a trustee for Avon Township.
Just to clarify, are we in item G now, or do we need?
Well,
to-
we have to, there is no motion, it's only a discussion.
Okay,
Don't you have to
sure.
go in?
There was a motion.
Megan, can you please?
There was a motion to bring item G to the table, so that is a
Right, so
formal
we
motion.
need a
We do
second.
need a second, and
Yes.
I would like to second that motion.
And I'm sorry, what were you asking me?
Can you chime in on G as a
This is just
discussion
a
item?
discussion item.
Well,
There's-
I think we need to vote to bring it to the floor now, right?
correct, there's a motion to bring the item to the floor. It's item G, we're moving it up the agenda, is what the motion is stipulating.
For purposes of voting on the actual position?
It's G is only a discussion, a recommendation. It is
I
discussed
can't
here.
vote on it.
And if we go here, past agendas, every time we've made a motion with discussion of possible action, there is no action on this item. Megan?
No, I mean, I would agree that you can't vote on, take action on something that's not listed as an action item. It's not listed as an action item. You could discuss it. That's what
So
it's on here for.
one thing is, in the email, I did say to bring it as an action item, in the email I sent to Michelle. That said, I believe we still need to vote to get into item G, because I think we're still.
I think you
haven't
did
done that.
first, a second, you didn't take a roll call, you're correct.
Yeah, so I think we still need to take a roll call on that
For discussion,
for
though.
For
discussion.
discussion only.
Well, for discussion and possible action.
No,
No, you
no,
can't,
you
there's
can't
no
do that.
action on the item.
Direction.
You can't, you
It's
can't,
not-
you
it's
can't
not
do
on the
it if it's not in the.
And I
You
agree
should
with
take a roll
Rudy.
call vote because you've got a person.
I can't call a roll call vote. The
You can't
executive,
ask to the discussions, it's not appropriate to call it for an action.
the chair of the board needs to make the call for the roll call vote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Then I can actually perform it.
For discussion and possible action.
No,
No,
no, absolutely not. I
Robert's
sent
rules.
the agenda to Megan and to work this out.
can't change the agenda.
Cannot change the agenda. It has
All
been
right.
out.
We can, all right. we can-
Again,
this is a
question.
I think this is an.
Travis
appropriate-
Haley is the best. The best.
Okay, I thought it was an important issue and we should bring it up.
Okay,
So that's all I was saying. I'm not,
I'm gonna refer to my attorney and our attorney, Megan.
so we can wait to get to
item G then. That's fine if you don't want to bring it up before a motion, even though it was seconded, that's fine. I suppose I will rescind the motion.
This would be Bob's. C, approval of a oh, no, it's mine still. C, approval of a resolution 23RS012, a resolution to transfer previously approved funds within a township fund. This is for $1,000 coming from the health insurance to grounds and landscaping. Can I have a motion to approve?
I'll motion to table and return to discussion on that at a later point in this meeting. Put it on the table, lay it on the table.
Are you asking to just defer it to the next meeting by tabling?
No, just to the end of this agenda, to return to it later on this agenda. To take no action on it.
Really
at this
testing my Robert's rules of procedure here. You don't really need a motion in a second to table anything, but usually it's tabled to the next meeting. I'm not sure. You just want to table it so that you can table everything between this and G.
Let's do that. And that's my motion.
Well, if you're motioning to move back to G, I think then you need to take a motion that second.
All right, I motion to table items C, D, E, and F.
Everything is in items on this.
Do you mind if I interject it for a second?
Sure.
I'm having a real difficult time sitting here and my back is really hurt. I'm
Louder.
gonna ask if we can do, maybe right now, maybe on G, so I can go home.
I understand, and I would like to move G to the front of the discussion.
Why?
But
Megan? It is discussion.
Hang on. I don't think it's inappropriate for you to ask to move G, although I think Bob's in a lot of pain. However, the way that I see this is written is you can't take action on it tonight. But if it's to just have a discussion on it.
so I was under the impression when I emailed Michelle that,
And I know you've already stated that clearly. However, that's not how the agenda reads. The agenda reads discussion.
so I do want to bring up that we have 60 days from the resignation of Michael to
That's
appoint a new member. So we will then need to schedule another board meeting to discuss that item, and hopefully Jimmy can make that.
Right, and I also believe, I understand what you're trying to do, but can I talk, or do I have to talk, can I talk freely?
You can talk, you just can't take action.
That's fine. Do you understand what a policy is, and why this policy, why I'm trying to even set a policy? I'm trying to set a policy to fill a vacancy among elected officials to ensure that the township has a process in place to evaluate all parties interested in filling the vacant spot created as a result of an elected official's registration, failure to qualify or service, or death. If I cannot fill my position role, who's gonna take it? Do you already have,
Your
to
position,
fill my position role, who's gonna take it?
then we can certainly discuss that matter. But I think right now we have a pressing matter that we have a vacant trustee position.
We have
There's
60
to
days.
fill it.
We have plenty of time. We have 60 days, right now, we have 60 days. We are not in those 60 days. We have time before our next meeting, and it's still not 60 days. So there is no rush to do this. Megan, am I right?
Statutorily, you have 60 days until then it would go to all the electors. In the meantime, if you want to move to have this on to be a separate meeting, I think what Michelle is asking is to consider a policy.
And certainly we can discuss the policy after we take up item G.
No.
No, absolutely not.
It makes
Okay,
no
Still not
sense.
an action item.
It's not action, it's discussion. I sent the agenda to Megan. Megan looked at the agenda. Megan tweak, I can't say the word.
It's on the agenda. It's for the discussion of a recommendation of appointment.
It is, so it's a discussion of a
We can take
recommendation.
action on what is on the agenda.
No,
No,
you
it's a
cannot.
discussion.
You cannot take action on anything that's a discussion.
I do have a question. F says approval. So that is an action item.
Yes.
Yeah, for a policy,
That's,
for a policy, we're trying to go to G, they're trying to, again, we can't really talk to you guys right now. Megan, it's a discussion.
For which item G,
G, it is discussion only.
that would be that's my.
and we can take action related to any discussion items on the agenda.
No,
No, I have an attorney here today.
Is that not true?
No, you cannot.
No.
It's gotta actually say that it's for action. Where?
Then what is the point of us ever having discussion and possible action? Why do we even put this on the agenda? If you guys want to look, we have items that says discussion and possible action, and then we have discussion only. Are you that desperate to have somebody on the board tonight where you can't wait 30 days for us to discuss this and figure it out by having a special meeting in 2 weeks when Jeannie Kirby will be back? That is the question. You can't wait 2 weeks for us to set up a special board meeting that we could discuss a policy.
Certainly, I think we can set up a special meeting if we want to do that. That's fine. And we can do that.
Megan?
I
What
give
is
you
our-
a motion for somebody to do that.
But help us out here. You are our attorney.
We can
And,
call for a special meeting at any point.
right, and so we have plenty of days. Why are you so concerned to have somebody appointed tonight? I'm gonna ask you that question
Because
right
this
now.
is when the board meeting was called for. This is a regularly scheduled board meeting. I put this item on the
And I
agenda
actually sent
with the
your,
intention of getting that position filled. Because we had 60 days from
It
when it
was
was.
my understanding you wanted it on for discussion purposes. I thought this was to be a discussion about it.
I sent Megan had, I sent Megan your,
I don't appreciate twisting of my words or that I
Okay.
asked in my email
You-
or
okay.
that. But it's fine, we can do that at the next. We can do that at the board meeting if that's what you want.
You have the ability
trying to
to
help
call a
you guys
special
out.
board.
Can you guys just go through
So,
C through E, and then you guys can fight amongst yourselves?
yes,
Because this guy needs to get,
yes, please.
Yeah, what's the urge that you're moving the agenda around? When you've already.
Something that'll take 15 minutes to get Bob out of here.
I don't know where you
If I
left.
may,
Where you left anymore.
can you tell us where we're at?
We have a motion to table items C, D, E, and F. Discussion has ensued. We have not stepped into item C yet.
What would you like to do?
I am fine with tabling C through F.
I would leave table and take a 5-minute break is what I would like to do.
The
You
motion for
table it, you
recess
have
by
to table it for the
executive.
next
Gotta table it
meeting.
to the next meeting then. It's not appropriate to table it for later in the meeting.
Then we would table it to the next meeting.
For items C, D, E, and
F and G. Let's call the meeting tonight. I call the meeting. I question the meeting, whatever the vocabulary is. What is the meeting?
Table this,
Adjourn.
okay, so you can.
Adjourn. I adjourn the meeting. Can I have a second?
Hold on, you didn't officially table yet.
Yes.
There is an open motion on the table, that's true.
I'll second Rudy's motion to get this meeting going. So I'll second.
The desperation is sad. When we have
Following
an
that, we have a motion to
opportunity.
recess by the chair, which does take precedence in terms of how motions are called.
I'm taking a recess and I would like to, how do I call this meeting?
Would you like to
You can
recess?
say
or
we're in
adjourn?
recess, then we're in recess.
We're in
At
recess.
7:34 PM.
Thank you.
So C and E, so Bob still has to stay here?
Sorry, Bob. We'll have a special meeting.
It just means we're in recess, it does not mean the meeting's adjourned.
Meeting's not adjourned.
Well, I'm taking a break right
It's
now.
not adjourned, it's just,
I'm making a recess.
okay.
We'll resume at 7:39 PM. I'm good.
You could have gotten, with all the discussion, you could have gotten through those items.
It's
What was the big deal of moving stuff around? There's no goddamn thing.
They're so anxious to do this that they just want to ignore everything else. It's not right. It's not right.
All right. 15 minutes to take bigger pie.
Yeah, we could have gone through this and it's boom, 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 and it's done.
It did sound very important. Any questions?
I would like to talk to you. I didn't clarify those two issues. So there's a parking lot. Have you ever seen a parking lot?
The one from one time.
Yeah.
Not really driving by, but.
Square footage wise, I just wanted to.
I'll show everybody else that while they're working.
Can I borrow you for a second?
Our birthdays. The other
This
bids
is a part of
are services.
They can't all meet out there.
So the last time that parking lot was paid.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm doing
Intergovernmental agreement.
This is just the
Fire department.
stuff here, they're borrowing.
Wellness check, wellness checks. It's more than just a wellness check, it's based on the hospital. It's based on a lot of the information we're giving out is based on what this board is doing for the community.
My only comment on that though,
This board was brought up several times.
it's bad now, it was bad in March.
It was here, that we went out to bid.
So it was on the discussion of the.
It was.
Okay.
It was discussed.
That's based on.
It was brought up in the one that.
We had to put it up ahead of everything else. It doesn't make
When I
sense.
got the bids, I asked them to give me the alternate for spring.
Mhm.
So I could get more money in the budget to do it, so that's why we're looking to do it in the spring instead of the fall. But it was put on.
Where you gonna jump in?
As far as
Where you
mower
gonna jump
goes.
at? You gonna jump?
Did I get it?
The wording should be a little better, but.
Right.
No, I just said
Items go to
too
the bottom.
abbreviated on things,
It has a
Understood, but I
Just
don't.
let
something that
those
was,
things
you know,
go.
something to the effect, no, I totally
Just
get
go through
it.
those
And as
items.
far as the mower goes, that.
That was my bigger.
The mower actually, the current one is replacing seven.
I'm sorry?
I think she went outside. She went outside to tech. And I saw the mower will pay for itself in a year versus contract. So I can tell you that we've got mowers, mows the township, mows the cemetery.
This is the first one,
And
anybody gonna take a
it
break?
mows right away. It's one of the mowers that goes down. Mows all the way.
We do have a county board of
Do you really?
executive.
How often?
Oh, before executive session, I can see that.
In the regular
You
season,
know.
once a week, if it's,
But in the middle of the board meeting, say we're gonna brief
I'm
this.
just, because I look at,
there's a
most
lot.
other right of ways are like twice a season.
No,
Maybe
maybe from the state.
Why skip all these other things?
All villages
Just
are out
bring
every
that
week.
up first.
And
It makes
townships
no
are
sense.
every week. Unless it's a dry season, we're bringing the drop in every couple of weeks, but we say.
So who's president
Because
of?
most of them are entrances in the neighborhood, so they.
At least I'm getting some overtime right now.
And they,
So,
and
like I said, that mower is replacing
it's
is.
putting the truck before the horse, they don't have any,
10 years.
And
What is the
you
one
have
that's
another
here,
person
right?
that's,
Correct.
that's,
Right.
No, this is our return.
that should be considered.
Yeah.
No, but those are the
They're-
ones.
Their return to navigate.
And, 14
And we
schools.
still have a democracy
Find a
in
lot
this
of
country.
individuals.
Three of the red lake boards, I got, I got. Part of the hills, I got Sid Lash.
Contracted out.
We just did a, one of those years, like, me, more stuff.
Just mowing it down. It's not very long.
What's the mower being purchased? What's the mower being purchased, the deer?
No, the dinner was actually, even on the lake.
Now they have another candidate, so how could
There's another.
John Deere was more expensive than the one else. We just went.
You know the dates that you.
Deer would be from the
At the end of the month.
Kind of.
Yeah, exactly. But they were, we
I
got
think
that
that's what you need to.
even through.
Well, you don't have to.
like,
I would do October,
bid
I would do
bidding
October
process.
because then the end of the
The
month.
theirs was coming in at
can I make a comment since you haven't started the meeting yet?
Can you wait till everyone's back, because we don't even have the clerk here.
The
this gig.
Because we're technically in recess.
Yeah, well, I can talk to her.
And we have 3 other bids, so.
But I thought if you wanted to make a comment,
Say again?
I thought maybe if you wanted to make a comment to the whole.
Russo was, we had the same price.
It's up to you.
We had the same.
They staggered also?
They sell skating as well, and they actually, they're pricing growers are identical, because skating island is.
It's another candidate.
There's another candidate, there need to be more than one candidate.
Because I know dealing with grower.
You wanna have a discussion before you have a
Oh, yeah,
plan.
I don't like, you know
Put the
what,
cart
that-
before the
I
horse.
never dealt on a professional level with
Making
Yeah,
sense.
we've dealt with growers.
Russo because they didn't exist. But I know dealing with grower on small engine prints.
Yeah.
Those other things
Culvert.
have been done and over with for the time it's taken
We've been
to
dealing with
cross it all. Bob needs to
Yours
go
is
back.
We're gonna wait,
Oh, quite a long time, so,
we're gonna wait till Jeannie comes
20 plus
back.
years, 30 years,
Yeah.
forever.
and it's a family business, I like it, this township.
Okay, so you need to call the meeting back to order.
Yeah. I hope that explains everything.
Fair enough.
Thank you. You bet.
Are we gonna adjourn? Is that what we're doing now?
We need to call the meeting back to order before we can take any action.
I call the meeting back to order at 7:43.
All righty.
Motion to adjourn?
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you guys for coming. We will reconvene.